In the heart of India, where ancient traditions meet modern times, there's a place where the old world lingers. It's a country where the past refuses to die and the myths and legends come alive. It is here that the story unfolds. In the narrow alleys of an old Indian village, whispers travel faster than the wind. These whispers carry tales of an ancient evil that haunts the village, a terror that strikes after midnight when the world sleeps. The villagers live in constant fear of this horror, a fear so profound it keeps them indoors long after the sun sets. They lock their doors and windows, draw their curtains and huddle together in the flickering light of oil lamps, their eyes wide with terror. The terror they dread is personified in a name, the Chudail. The very mention of it sends shivers down their spines. But what is the Chudail? What ancient evil is it that has the villagers living in such perpetual fear? Legend has it that the Chudail is the spirit of a young girl who was cruelly murdered in the village many years ago. Her killer, a man who had set his eyes on her innocent beauty, had chopped off her head and thrown her body into a nearby lake. Since then, her restless soul has been roaming the village, seeking revenge on all men. As the clock strikes 12 and the world sleeps, the Chudail comes out to hunt. She is said to be the most beautiful woman one could ever imagine, with long flowing hair, enchanting eyes, and a smile that could light up the darkest night. But behind this beautiful facade lurks a terrifying truth, for she is never alone. With her are two monstrous dogs, their eyes glowing red in the darkness, their fangs dripping with venom, and wherever she goes, death follows. Mothers in the village have a terrifying bedtime story to tell their sons. They speak of the Chudail and her wrath, warning them to stay indoors after midnight, for they say that if anyone is caught outside, she may choose him to be her next victim. Many a young man has met his doom after ignoring these warnings. Their bodies found the next morning, drained of life and turned to dust. But some skeptics like to dismiss these tales as mere superstition, refusing to believe that such horror could ever exist. They scoff at the villagers' fears, calling them foolish and unfounded. Little do they know that the night is filled with terrors beyond their understanding. One such skeptic was a young traveler named Aj. He had heard the stories of the Chudail, but he refused to believe in them. As he journeyed through the country, he passed by the village and decided to spend the night there. When the villagers heard that he was planning to stay in the village, they tried to warn him, but Arjun would have none of it. He thought their fears were irrational and their superstitions foolish. As night fell, Arjun made his way along the deserted road. The moon was full and bright, casting an eerie glow over the landscape. Suddenly he saw a young woman standing alone under a tree. She was dressed in white and her long flowing hair cascaded down her back. Her eyes, however, were what caught Arjun's attention. They shimmered with a deep sadness, a sorrow that seemed to touch his heart. Arjun, captivated by her beauty, stepped closer, and that's when it happened. The woman turned, and in that instant Arjun saw the horrifying truth. Her head twisted at an unnatural angle, her eyes glowed red, and her feet were turned backwards. Before Arjun could react, the woman let out a blood-curdling shriek and lunged at him. In that moment of horror, Arjun realized the full weight of the legend. He screamed as he tried to run, but it was too late. The Chudail had him, her sharp nails dug into his flesh, and he collapsed to the ground, his body withering away like a leaf in autumn. And that is how the legend of the Chudail continues to live on, a terrifying reminder of the darkness that lurks in the shadows. So if you find yourself traveling through the old world of India, be sure to heed the warnings of the locals for once. You might just be saving yourself from a fate worse than death. That's all for today. See you next time.